My name is Anna Clark, and I'm on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. I'm a seer prophet, and I'm just going to read something about God's timing. Okay, so it's early in the morning. I might be speaking kind of low, but I write on Facebook very early in the morning, sometimes between the hours of 3 and maybe 5 a.m. or 1 and 5 a.m. or something like that. But anyway, this morning I kind of woke up and started writing about God's timing. I'm going to read what I wrote on Facebook. If you want, you could add me as a friend on Facebook, which is even the best way to contact me, through the inbox. If you would like prayer, or if you would like spiritual guidance, or you have questions you have to ask God and you want me to pray about it or see what your answers are or give you some sort of direction. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to read about God's timing. Okay. Now, this is what I wrote. You got to learn timing, or you will jump upon revelation. You will jump ship, leave, cut a tie. You might burn a bridge. You could discard what you are not to, or not to yet. You could try to go through an exit, or try a certain entrance door or opportunity when it's not time. Just because God's stirring you and telling you you're leaving, going up another level, or going to start something, or going to leave that job, you don't want to jump. And here's why. Because it may not be His timing. Just because God gives revelation or downloads or even reveals your enemy doesn't mean you make a move or go by your own strategy. You need the timing. If you don't learn timing, you will miss your doors. You could possibly miss destiny. You could possibly pick up on the cue that it's time to leave, but jump into the wrong door. Sometimes He uses the hateful as your footstool to step upon in the right time for your leverage. But if you leave the irritant too fast, you may miss your strategy. You may miss a blessing. Because God will move the mean raven and the tiny stream to accommodate you, to pour into you, give you, or give to you and refresh you. Yes, your hater can be moved to give, and then you are released anyways. You never should jump upon revelation given. You never just jump in that moment that God reveals a snake, or that your assignment is done. And maybe you don't have a hard situation that you're in and waiting to leave from. Maybe it's just too comfortable, and God has more for you that will challenge you. Maybe it's your next level and release and harvest coming, and you're being told that you will now have it, and here's how. You still need to learn God's timing. Maybe God sends you to a relationship. It don't fit others' boxes for you, but it is your gift from God. And God Himself sent you. If He's on it, it's yours and it's your time. I want to say sometimes man says or has an idea for your life and timing or events or how things play out in your life in those relationships that He's giving to you. They have an idea as to how it should go. But if you have an ear to hear, you will follow His way and timing for you. Outsiders will judge. You may judge it. But if you jump out or do something out of His timing, it's not right. And if you jump out because it's not playing out or up to your ideas of top timing or up to the top perceptions of your own game plan or what others want for you to have in that connection, then you could be ruining and missing a divine connection that you'd never find again. So stay in that connection and trust God's timing. Jesus came in an unexpected way. Can you see Him? You got to know when it's Jesus with skin coming to you, looking like it's not perfect or as you or they supposed it should come. God will come to you through divine connections, but you can't be looking with critical spirit or you will dismiss, cut off, leave a void, an important part to your puzzle. and destiny in life's work. Some of you have kingdom connection. That person may or may not be saved, may or may not seem as you thought it should. They may not be as you thought they were supposed to be, and by now. But you have to know if God's sending you or he's sending them to you. Can I tell you, he told Peter, rise, eat. He said, no, Lord, it's not clean. And God said, don't call dirty what I've called clean or what I've cleaned. If God's on anything, it may not look like the family or the church or your mind and what it has told you that it must come as. See, Jesus came as a baby and not looking like a king, but he is the one in Revelations riding a horse. Could be like your prince. It doesn't look like what they said it would look like or act like, and it's not going to every church service or any at all maybe, but it's God. Selah. Jesus rode a donkey. He didn't come down in golden throne chairs announcing his reign. God does things outside of our approval or our idea or our timing or their idea and timing for you. So don't miss your doors or divine connections if it don't do what you think it should in your timing or others' timing. You could cut off Jesus and what he has for you. Now I have to share how I met a girl met a guy, right? So there was this friend that met this guy, basically. Told me how she told him she loved him within 3 weeks. And I knew it was not love, but it was infatuation and obsession. She compared herself and her connection to some other friend's relationship and that connection. She felt things should move faster for her friend's connection. She thought her friend was with the guy too long, that it should have progressed more and in different ways by now. But she didn't know that it's not the rabbit, but instead the hare that wins the race. In this situation, it's not necessarily how fast you do activities or meet certain milestones or the timing of that with a person. It's not how fast you do activities with a person and it seems to progress outwardly. I basically want to say she no longer has that guy that she said that she loved within 3 weeks. Not that you can't love fast, but this wasn't love. Basically, she no longer has that guy because she rushed and he felt it. He felt that he was being expected to fill in a void in a desperation that only her growth and process in God and God can fill in her. And he couldn't be drained by that, basically. The couple that was slower to engage in certain things or maybe meet certain milestones or maybe spend certain holidays together lasted longer and the test of time actually, and they're still together. If you think everything needs to be as you think in your timing, you could leave what God tells you to stay in. God doesn't walk all relationships the same route in the same way or according to your taught traditions of men. Are you about to leave something that you are still growing in and it's not where others perceive it should be yet? Timing. Trust and follow God's timing. Maybe that's where you're supposed to be right now, even if it doesn't fit their idea for you, or even if it doesn't fit your idea for you. God will do this to you. He will really ask you to trust him sometimes. Now, the indicator on whether or not if God is in the guiding and leading of a relationship is not the timing of events or the activities that you guys do together or how fast you guys do these things, but instead the indicator of if God has his presence on it. If you're growing, if you're getting challenged, if you're healing each other equally, but if you're not careful, you will leave something that God's in because it's not perfect enough yet. Yet God's making you by that relationship, and sometimes those are transitional relationships. Sometimes it's your divine lifetime connection relationship. And if you're too hasty, you will leave what God is slowly making you in because it's not fitting your timing. Or if you are desperate for someone to love you, you will rush everything and also ruin everything all at the same time because you don't know timing. Your family's ways or your friends' ways or your church's ideas for you may not be Jesus's idea for you. and model and timing for you. The young or the desperate or both, the young or the desperate or both are rushing in, but maybe God's perfect will for you and that person for you and that process for you may take a longer timing. I mean, I know future CEOs that will be couples or couples that will be future CEOs together and they will be rich. But their relationship is off to a slow start where others are rushing in and are proud of what they seemingly have that seems secure, but truly it's not. For foundational things are not being built, for they didn't rely on process and timing. Remember the rabbit and the hare, the story of the rabbit and the hare. The rabbit was so proud because he moved so fast. But I think he tried to do a shortcut. He ended up late. The hare did the trusted route or the route he was supposed to follow on the path that he was supposed to go on. And he made it and he won. But it was in certain timing. Anyway, don't trust yourself and don't trust others to understand the model that God has for you and the timing. Anyway, I can see future CEOs or future couples that will become CEOs together, but their relationship is off to a slow start where others are rushing in and they're proud of what they seemingly have, but they will later fall apart and they will stay in a level of poverty. So people trust God and let Him grace you for preparation in the timing that He has for you. And it is in His timing that He makes all things beautiful. And if you're an apostle or a prophet or somebody that God is just molding for His own works, you will be revealed and made in His timing. I was talking to one of my kids about timing. And some people wait 20 years for their partner. I did. Actually, I waited longer. People whine all the time to me about waiting a few days or hours or months or years. Try longer. Anyways, when it's your time, God will send it. When it's yours, you will know. But if you can't wait for His timing, not man's papers and approval and a validation and others' validation of you, or even if you feel like this is perfect and right for you, because maybe what looks perfect and right for you is all wrong altogether, and you may find out just too late. It could be the one that looks like he needs God to really work on him, and that's that one for you that will bless you beyond belief. You know, you have to think about Jesus married us. Actually, the bridegroom has 5 wise, 5 foolish. We actually often are looking like the foolish. And He still chooses all 10. It's just that 5 are awakened. Anyway, don't look for the person that looks perfect. Look for God's will and His timing. When you're letting Him grace you, strengthen you, you will be able to bear or go through and endure. So wait on the Lord and get His exact instruction on the timing. All messengers and legit prophets and any people that are giving spiritual messages to people have to learn timing. The sons of Issachar had to know the seasons and times. They also knew stars and scientific systems. And they understood, I bet you, just like Moses and even Joseph, how God spoke divinely through different ways and methods. And they weren't afraid of it like today's church. And they also understood timing, or they had to learn, or they got answers about timing. Anyway, the sons of Issachar knew the seasons, and I'm sure they knew timing. So anyway, you may know you're to leave. You may know that place is old and seeming tighter. You may know you learned all that you can there. You may know you said all you can there. You may know you have taught all you can there. You may know it's just not the same as it was when you first came. You may know that you outgrew that or those or them. You may know that it just don't fit your life anymore. You may know that you or that relationship has reached its ultimate potential and it will never be anymore. You may know that you just can't do this or that for too much longer. You may know that you are not where they are anymore and they will stay the same and just gain wrinkles with time but stay stupid. You may know that this guy or girl is the one. You may know, but before you jump or leave or shut it down or walk out or transfer, or before you pop that question, is it the time? You better go get to God and ask, for it is good to wait on the Lord. It is good to wait on the Lord. My name is Anna Clark. You can find me on www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. I answer people's questions all day about direction for their life, choices that they need to make. Is it this door or that mate or this? Is God removing me from a relationship or a situation? If you need help to know God's timing, or more like if it's His season for you to make this certain move or not, please inbox me and contact me. Because this is what I do, like a Daniel. Daniel was honored and favored by God and favored by a king and was set over the magicians and the diviners of that olden day. And do you know what field that was? That was a field where you can use your spiritual gifts to give people answers, and to give people answers that are hidden in mystery, and pull them out, pull heaven's answers down and give them to the people so they have direction. This is what I do every single day. My name is Anna Clark. If you need to connect with me, you can. If you'd like to bless me, or if you're asking for help and you'd like to bless me because you may receive help, if you'd like to give a love gift, I should have my links below. Thank you so much.